1, 2, 3.
The first change I noticed to Jungkook's appearance was to his eyes. When we look at Jungkook's eyes here at his 2013 debut, we see uneven double eyelids, with Jungkook's left eyelid crease appearing looser than his right. We also see noticeable epicanthal folds, which is the skin that covers the inner eye corners. I believe Jungkook had double eyelid surgery by 2014. Here is an example of scarring and discoloration left behind after double eyelid surgery, and here is the scarring I believe is present on Jungkook's eyelids in this early photo. Jungkook now presents with tight and symmetrical double eyelids. I believe Jungkook may have also had his epicanthal folds cut, as I notice significantly greater tear duct show. Recently there has been a lot of discussion surrounding Jungkook's nose. Many people have noticed this little bump on his nasal tip and speculated about what it may be. So what's the truth? Here are some pre-debut photos of Jungkook. We can see that Jungkook's natural nose bridge was downturned and his nasal tip was bulbous and flat. I believe Jungkook had a rhinoplasty prior to debut, followed by an allarplasty procedure. In his initial rhinoplasty procedure, Jungkook's sailor base, the base of his nose, appears to have been brought inwards. His nasal tip also appears to have been refined. As for his nasal bridge, it appears straighter and higher by way of what looks to be an L-shaped silicone implant. Silicone implants are widely used in Asia. They require little to no harvesting of cartilage and are easy to insert. Silicone remains the most affordable implant material, and L-shaped implants especially require very little labor. L-shaped implants extend from the bridge to the tip in the shape of an L, elevating both the nasal bridge and the tip simultaneously. L-shaped implants are known to bring about many complications, especially to the nasal tip. This is why most surgeons now only use implants in the nasal bridge, and opt to use cartilage to build up the nasal tip. Unfortunately, Jungkook's nasal tip began developing an unnatural look as early as 2013. We can see a sudden squaring of the nasal tip as well as increased nostril show. The implant also appears to have shifted as the bridge no longer appears the same height. Throughout the years, as the tip of the implant has pressed up against Jungkook's nasal tip, the cartilage has continued to thin and contract. As a result, we can now see the shape of the implant beneath the nasal skin. We can also see a bump on Jungkook's nasal tip, the tip of the implant. I worry that if left uncorrected it may become infected and even protrude through the skin. In order to correct this, Jungkook would need to have a revision rhinoplasty, wherein his implant would be removed and his own tissues would be used to build up his bridge and tip. Here's an example of someone who had their L-shaped implant removed due to a contracted and unnatural-looking nasal tip. Jungkook's possible second allarplasty occurred several years ago. I notice nostrils that have been subtly brought inwards. Jungkook still appears to have deep scars left over from the repeated allarplasty procedures. Jungkook has a naturally recessed chin, meaning his chin is set far back. I believe Jungkook has experimented with filler to lengthen his chin, increasing its projection from side profile. For years, sometimes we see a chin with very strong projection, and other times it is only subtly enhanced. I believe Jungkook has experimented with lip filler through the years. I see lips that take up a greater surface area, appear fuller, have a more defined cupid's bow, and appear more upturned at the corners. It's a very natural, subtle look.